We're going to go ahead and take a look at what you guys got to say here. We're going to go say hi to everybody. All right. The big bad bill. All right. The big bad bill. What is going on with the big bad bill? Uh, let's do Blitz. What's going on with the big bad bill? When does it start? I think it would start relatively soon, right? It's another tax break for the rich, and who's going to be paying the bills? You and me. Everybody wants a tax break. You get a tax break. I get a tax break. We all get a tax break, and to hell with the country. We just want tax breaks. Let the whole thing get torn down. Tear everything down that Carter created and FDR. Tear it all down. Get rid of Social Security. Get rid of Medicare and Medicaid. You're just a peasant living on a massive compound, right? There will be legal consequences, whether or not they can even do this. So there are people that question the constitutionality of this bill. I'm seeing lawsuits and legal action both being challenged in the state and on the federal level. So, yes, the bill passed, but is it even legal? I'm seeing legal challenges here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on a different, so you guys can see the cards. I'm going to pull back a little here. Okay. That seems to be a little bit better so that we can see these cards a little bit better, makes it more enjoyable for you to receive your readings today. But we can see here that the truth is coming out. Archangel Michael, he's the spy. He tells the truth. He is attempting to access information on the truth. That is the story of Michael. Michael always bears the truth. He cuts through the clouds of confusion and he tells us what is going on. Again, same as last time, the opposition in arms, right? Happening very quickly. And we're seeing an aggressive, violent response quickly. So we're seeing Americans getting mobilized very, very quickly. I don't think they're going to do very well in midterms. I think it's very obvious. You know, it's like that song, Don't Be Fooled Again. It's like, how many times do we have to be fooled? But you can see that Eight of Wands, which is this aggressive kind of fast moving strife. It can be a strife card. The hopes and fears. We were heartbroken. Also remember, heartbreak can also be a sense of betrayal, or a third party comes in and messes you over. So it's a feeling of heartbreak, but we can see the people respond with lawsuits against the bill. So we're seeing this is the time when the aid company, the aid organizations that work for the people, by the people. I'm seeing lawsuits. We're taking it to court. There's sobriety over this, which means that the sobriety of what's coming out, the hidden will be revealed. We must educate the people about what's happening. We don't need a third party. We need Democrats to be the party of the poor, and we need to brand ourselves as the party of the poor and the working class. We need to get back to being the party of the poor and the working class, and we need to not only be the party of the poor and the working class, but it needs to be upheld by our actions. We need to engage in actions that support and help the working poor, the vulnerable. Betrayal. This is all about cheating and betrayal, that the people were betrayed, that this element comes in, that there will be legal actions as a result. The people will not put up with it, just like they didn't put up with it. Look at that, stabbed in the back. I had a feeling the Ten of Swords was going to come in, because you see all this betrayal and cheating and stabbed in the back. What happened while we put our heads in the clouds? What happened to our justice system? What happened to the Supreme Court, the federal and state level? Can we save ourselves? Can we save this country? Yes, one district at a time. Which means the only way to save ourselves is we have to begin to take care of one another, the village we live in. Are you serving in the village you live in? Are you out every day handing out soup, blankets? We must save ourselves, because they don't care about us. They have been compromised on private yachts and everything. We know this. It's now public information. We've seen it time and time again. Every one of these creeps on a mega yacht somewhere or at a party somewhere, escaped victims, whether it's here or Dubai or somewhere else, talking about sex parties, right? Cameras, golden juice, right? So if everybody has been blackmailed, if everybody is a tool, and then look at all the betrayal, the courts, even the courts have betrayed the people. But the opposition is that the truth comes out, and the power of having the truth and the sobriety of what has done, which means that most people are not going to read something that's 7,000 pages. So we have to condense it as clear as possible into only about 200 words, because most people will shut off after 200 words. They didn't want to pay their taxes. They didn't want to pay their workers. They drank their own Kool-Aid. They think that they're the star of the show and they shouldn't have to pay for anything, right? Like the kleptomaniacs in Hollywood, right? The actors, well, I don't have to pay for anything. Because I was here. That promotes your business. Look at all the fans outside and the cameras, because I came here. So I'm giving you business so I can take the scarf and not pay for it. I am superior. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm an actor. No, you're an actor, fruitcake. All right. So the people must come to realize how bad it is that they were betrayed, and the people must do the work to take their country back. And it starts at a local level with us taking care of ourselves. If we take care of ourselves, then we can save ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, if we continue to be just like them, trying to get the money at all cost, stabbing others in the back, then the ship will sink. We must lead the way through our ethics and our values of what is important in life. Community, service, upholding certain ethics and values, right? Is Trump and Putin working together to stop Ukraine? I think that Trump has discarded Putin. In fact, Putin hung up on Trump today on the phone. Somebody attempted to assassinate Zelensky and failed. I think that happened today. But evidently they say Putin is close to hysterical, because he also is receiving multiple attempts on his life, including cars blowing up, bomb threats. Let's take a look. Trump and Putin. Ten of Swords. So Putin feels betrayed. So there's a sense of betrayal. You stabbed me in the back. I put you in that White House. I'm the one that ran that campaign, right? So Putin feels very betrayed. I got to go where the money is. You know, I'm getting more money from them than I got from you. I don't have to listen to you anymore. Elon paid it off, right? Elon paid my debts, right? Everybody's bought and sold. Everybody's trafficked. This is the world of the slaveholder. Trump himself was sold, right? He and his debts were sold to his pimp, Putin. You're going to do what I want because I paid for you, right? I got to get my money back. Same mentality. Then what happens? Another oligarch comes in, Elon Musk. I'll pay his debts off. Now you're my, sorry, but now you're my bitch, right? So everybody's stabbing everybody. Everybody's buying everybody. Then out goes Elon. Now, the weird thing about Elon is that there's some real evidence that Elon got co-opted by maybe the NSA 30 years ago, right? When he first started PayPal 20, 30 years ago. So who the heck is this guy? You know, you wonder who he is. For sure he was working with some intelligence agency when they started monitoring paychecks and money and developing systems like PayPal where they know every penny that's wound up in your wallet, right? The opposition, contracts and evidence, real estate. It's as if Trump is saying, well, that was then and this is now. Our relationship, our old days of money laundering are over, right? It's also evidence against. There's the presidencies, and the final outcome is 2 of Cups. A new relationship, a new love affair. So did Trump just move on to another partner, to another situation? The clarification, confusion. So Putin is confused. I think Putin is on a boat that is sinking and he's calling, well, I freaking bailed you out. I loaned you $500 million. Right. What's happening? Why aren't you giving me what I want? And so the money is the issue. So, but my debts were paid. My work here is done. I don't owe you anything. It's a feeling that Ace of Pentacles, the opposition. So, and 7 of Cups, you have no power over me. Which makes me think that the tapes or whatever, Putin doesn't have access somehow. Why doesn't Putin have access? A new beginning for Trump. So he's headed in a new direction. Ace of Swords. No, Ukraine wins, and Putin is not doing well at all. There's a new contract, new money. Look at Putin. Confused. What the hell, you backstabbing bastard, right? Oh, honey, I got myself a new contract with new money, honey. It's a new. Well, this pimp gives me more money than you did. I got better money with him, so I switched pimps, right? I got a better block. He treats me better, right? It's a new beginning for Trump. Archangel Uriel paves the way, territory and space, right? Time and space, wands. The presidency and the new partnership with Ukraine, Ace of Swords. Putin is out.